ladies.
You guys haven't come up with an interception. What do you attribute that to? Is that just kind of wacky?
Yeah, you know, we've had opportunities. We've obviously talked about it. I can assure you that's been talked about. You know, sometimes we've been in position to make some plays and we haven't. And then there's a lot of times we haven't been in a position to make some plays. You know, it's funny how sometimes turnovers come in droves, and sometimes, you know, it's a desert, you know. But we're hoping that, you know, we can get our hands on some balls soon, because it's really, we're going into game 7 and we have not had an interception. And that's hard to swallow, but that's where we're at.
Has a defensive approach, maybe like keeping stuff in front of everybody, contributed maybe to the fact that you guys don't have any?
I don't think so. I think it's just what I said. You know, we've had our chances to get some, particularly earlier in the year. There's been several opportunities where we've gotten our hands on footballs and we didn't come down with the ball. And then, you know, in the last couple of games, you know, we don't seem like we're in just the right position to get any of those, whether that's the throws, you know, and that's a mixture of things, where the balls were placed, where the throws are. So, you know, I can't put my finger on it, but we know that we need to get them.
Is there a point where it can become an issue for the guys that they think about, or you have to coach them to not think about it, or what?
I don't think so. You know, we practice out here. We practice getting interceptions and the ball. You know, when the ball's in the air, it's a huge point of emphasis to go after the ball. You know, but they know they've had opportunities, and we've dropped the balls. So we just got to put ourselves in a position, and then when the opportunity comes, we have to make the most of it. But we haven't really done that up to this point.
What stands out about Miami on offense?
Skill level, for sure. Very talented football team offensively in key positions. Start with quarterback, then you can go to tailback, 2 really, really good tailbacks. Then Coley at wideout, and then they have an offensive line who's very solid, and they have a lot of starts under their belt. So just the talent level is what stands out the most.
Is having coached against Mark Rick a couple times in your Auburn, does that help? I mean, going into that, you know,
Mark's done a great job there. You know, he's running the offense, and he's got a little new flavor to his offense and what he does. He's got a little bit of an up-tempo method now, which is a little different from what he's done in the past. But he does a great job. But some of the stuff is similar and some is different. But he's really changed a little bit, and I think it's helped him.
Gene, you've had, I think, 8 different guys start on the defensive line for a variety of reasons. How difficult is that to establish continuity?
It is difficult. We're trying to get some continuity week in and week out, but for different reasons, we haven't really been able to do that. And it does matter. It matters for the linebackers in run fits. It matters for those guys working together and have some continuity in pass rush and just overall. And you know, it's been a little bit of a mix and match scenario just about every week. So we're trying to settle it down and get the same guys in over and over. And we're going to try to do that, but again, we don't always have control over it.
How frustrating is it that you finally get DeJuan back and then he gets hurt?
Yeah, it was a shame.
4 or 5 plays in.
You know, we felt like he would be a little rusty, and I think he was a little rusty, but he was really, in the few plays that he was in there, I thought he was effective in what we were asking him to do within the defense. So that was a little frustrating for him, you know, and for us too. You know, we always want to see him have a chance to play. So, but we're going to go back, you know, going back at it again, trying to get him healthy, because it really made a difference when he was in there.
Is there a chance he's going to get, maybe have a chance to get back this year?
I think there's a chance, absolutely. I really do. You know, it's going to take a little bit of time. You know, we had a little bit of a setback, but I think this time his ability to recover faster, I think that's going to be the case.
Larry said Nazir played his best game.
He did.
On Saturday. What has he done differently maybe this year compared to last year in terms of what he's doing inside?
Well, this past week it was his best game, and I thought he played very physical. I thought he played within the structure of the defense, but was getting off blocks. So he would do his job, and he was very active in getting off blocks and setting a new line of scrimmage. I think it was the first time all year that I think he consistently did that. And when he does that, it makes a difference in our defense, particularly in the run game.
How much of a leader is he?
Well, you know, he's one of our captains this week, and he's earned that. So his presence out there is big, and he's great. And that's what he chooses to be. He can be and will. But he definitely makes a difference to our defense because he's been a productive guy. Everybody knows he's been a productive guy. So now he has to be consistent in the way he played last week in these last few weeks, and he needs to continue, to get better. But he definitely has a voice out there.
I know you didn't recruit him, but are you pretty familiar with his backstory?
I am. It's an amazing story. And he's an amazing kid. He's an amazing kid. He's a great young man, and that story is it's a great feel-good story. All the background and where he is now, what he's been able to accomplish, and I still think what he's going to be able to accomplish. He hasn't hit his ceiling yet. He hasn't hit it yet. He's still growing as a player. And again, if he can pretty much piggyback on what he did last week, I think we're going to be in the right direction. He's been good. He's been a little bit sporadic. I wish that he would play a little more consistent. But he'll just get better with time. He's doing good.